Hello, today we're talking about acceptance in terms of migrants and exchange students in New Zealand. When you first moved to New Zealand, did you find it hard to understand the language? Why don't you start?
Yes, I did. In Sri Lanka, we learn all languages in Sinhalese, so it's hard to adapt to doing all the languages in English and learning the terms and stuff, in like science and maths, basically. For the first week, I didn't understand anything. And then after a month, I finally got it together, and I studied hard and I just translated everything, and now I'm fine and getting along well.
Cool. How did you find the change, Madoka? Did ESOL help perhaps?
ESOL helped me with vocabularies and some grammars, and I got better at writing and speaking and listening and everything. And now I can do conversation with friends and teachers and other people normally, like we do in Japanese. Yeah.
Cool, perfect. Were there any barriers there when you first moved to New Zealand?
Definitely the language barrier. That was extremely hard to get over, really. Came here not knowing a thing of English. Like she said, ESOL helped a lot. For me, I did ESOL for 6 years, all through primary. Definitely helped a lot because now, when New Zealand NCA standards, I'm achieving pretty well with that. And my adaptation to the New Zealand life, that was pretty good for me. I came here, the first day at school, it was freezing, and Brianna, one of my close friends nowadays, she actually came up to me and gave me her jersey for the first day, and that's probably one of the best experiences I've ever had, really. And Andrew over here, we became good friends through funny story, really. He used to bully me, and he stole my lunchbox back in primary, and I was year 3, and funnily enough, we were actually good mates for after that. Yeah.
All it took was stealing a
That's the one.
as a child.
That's the one.
How did your family accept the Kiwi culture? Did you have to, or do you still have to help your family adapt? Ed, why don't you start?
Family adaptation. My mum came here when she was young to study, and so she already built up the foundation really for us here when I moved in when I was 3 with my dad. And it was pretty easy for us, but we kept our family traditions close to us and whatnot, kept the Filipino traditions and culture close. We obviously had to adapt to the New Zealand culture, but that came with time to understand how New Zealanders thought and whatnot and all that. But to this day, nothing really has changed. Everything's as it should be, really.
What about you, Madoka? Did you have any family role reversals or a change in family dynamics?
Not really, but in Japan, children had to be careful with words and acting to the adult. So I'm still nervous when I talk to teachers and adults. Still, yeah.
So it's just that maintaining that respect.
Yeah.
And did you find any culture conflict?
Not really. I don't think so. Yeah.
So you think that when you moved to New Zealand, you and your family adapted quite well? Did you find everyone quite welcoming?
Yeah, they welcomed us well, actually, in school as well. I was welcomed pretty well by the Kiwis, and
Cool. In terms of social life, how do you all fit into the New Zealand culture? Do you get involved with, say, extracurricular activities or whatnot? Madoka?
Back in primary school in St. Mary's, I did netball with friends, and I'm not doing any sport at school now, but I'm doing martial art now.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Ruthie?
Yeah, same as she said, I'm doing cricket as well. And so I get to, exchange ideas, talk with Kiwis, like that. So, yeah.
Cool. What about you, Ed?
As you can see, sports is the universal language, I guess. It's how we break the ice for social life. For me, I started off playing basketball, get into the culture, mini ball in primary, then moving up the grades, And same with Madoka, I do martial arts as well. And it's a good place there. It's diverse, all the culture there. Every culture has their unique martial arts. So yeah, we just delved into it.
But did any of you experience any problems when moving? Like, I know that a lot of people when they move to New Zealand, there's a little bit of culture conflict, but did you guys, any of you, have any problems? Or did you find it quite easy to ease into the New Zealand culture?
Bullying is probably the biggest issue for me anyway.
So do you find that sometimes you can see that other people when they move here, they may not be bullied, but perhaps they're not treated the same?
Yeah, you can definitely see that, Well, I guess it's in every culture to accept everyone, When you see someone new, you have to find out who they are and to accept them, really. Yeah.
Cool. What about you two? Did you find it quite easy to ease into the New Zealand culture?
Yeah.
Perfect. And we'll be hearing from Andrew about that. So what do you think the difference is that makes us go from accepting of migrant students?
Generally, I find that all New Zealanders are quite welcoming and accepting to foreign people and foreign students. I believe that all the foreign students I've always met, that they always seem to love the New Zealand culture, and through them accepting us, we accept them. And it's quite amazing, and they actually find quite a lot of their friends through going to communities, or like the Catholic Church has a Filipino mass which they throw on every fortnight, I'm fairly sure, and they can actually meet a lot of their friends and tell stories to each other and really get to know each other and actually share with their own community and get to keep their own culture.
And whose mind do you think that the switch happens from, I'm not too sure, of going out and meeting that new person to becoming quite welcoming of them?
Well, Kiwis typically like to take up an opportunity to meet different people and to understand and learn a new culture. We're always wanting to learn more, and we're always wanting to meet new people. And I think it is probably both people want to have that change of mindset to become true friends with some people. Like Ed and I were both very good friends through doing similar activities and actually bonding over similar things. Obviously, there was difficulties early on with a language barrier, and one of us might have taken that a wrong way. But eventually, as soon as difficulties are overcome, we truly get to know them and treat them like the pals that we really are.
And all it takes is the friendly taking of a lunchbox to break the ice.
Whatever it was many years ago, a friendly.
A bit of friendly banter
Yes.
that the Kiwis are so famous for.
Exactly.
So, after all this, how do you feel about your own acceptance and getting accepted in the New Zealand culture?
Now I can speak English, and I can talk with my friends, so it's quite fun being in here.
Yeah, sweet as, pretty good. Connect with everyone. Yeah. That's good. What about you?
Yes, same as she said, and I'm pretty happy as well that now I can, you know, speak with my friends, you know, and yeah, exchange ideas correctly, and yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Ian?
Pretty good, yeah. You know, had good old Kiwi banter with each other without getting, you know, insulted that some people might. Yeah, pretty good. Integrated well. Life is sweet. Come to New Zealand, pretty much.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Andrew? Any last words?
I love all the people that I get to meet, especially from foreign countries. I think they've really changed me as much as we've changed them. And I do have some lasting memories that I'll never forget from the people that I have met.
Cute.
This is a little bit of DIY.
It's
in our DNA. Thank you. Now, I'd just like to finish up by thanking our guests, Madoka, Ludi, Ed, and Andrew. And that's all we have time for today. So, thank you. Oh, like and subscribe to Multicultural Tauranga. Thank you.